Welcome to the story of Bobble, a story of courage, compassion, and love, written by Helen May, illustrated by Hannah Broadway, and read by Charlotte Rich. Bobble was a bibble who'd come from far away. Sailing in his boat, he'd been travelling for days. Bobble was sad, he felt empty and afraid. He'd had to leave his home, it wasn't safe for him to stay. He imagined friendly places and dancing in the sun, hoping one day he'd get there, he'd be happy and have fun. The sea was very rough, with terrifying waves, but Bobble just kept going, so determined and so brave. Finally he made it. He washed up onto land. Bobble lay there for a little while, just playing in the sand. Then Bobble heard some music, so ran towards the trees. He sadly wasn't ready for the welcome he'd receive. "Hello," he said. "I'm Bobble, and I travelled here alone. Can I come and live with you? I feel so lonely on my own." The others stopped their dancing, but they didn't say hello. They didn't want to welcome him. They wanted him to go. "There's no room for you here with us. You'll have to try elsewhere. Travel to the next island and ask if there's space there." As Bobble walked away, tears filled his tired eyes. "I just want to belong somewhere. Why don't they realise?" He trudged back to the beach and got into his boat. Then he made a little bed and snuggled down beneath his coat. As he curled into a little ball underneath the moon, he dreamed he'd find a new home one day very soon. But what Bobble didn't know, whilst fast asleep that night, was that the others on the island were about to have a fright. The sky began to flash, the clouds began to rumble, the wind was howling through the cliffs, and rocks began to tumble. The others were all frightened as they sheltered in a cave. They needed help from someone who was strong and very brave. The storm wasn't stopping. The waves were getting higher. Lightning struck the island trees and set them all on fire. Bobble didn't hesitate. He ran towards the danger. Even though they'd been unkind, he went to help the strangers. "I'm used to this," he shouted. "I can help you. Just stay calm. Trust me and I promise you won't come to any harm." Bobble got to work. He knew just what to do. No storm was going to stop this tiny rescue crew. He dragged his little boat and launched it out to sea. He rowed towards the flooded cave and set the others free. Bobble then used all his strength to paddle back to shore. The others hadn't ever seen such bravery before. The rain began to ease. The storm was moving on. The clouds had stopped crashing, and the lightning had gone. Everyone sat silently, staring at the waves. The tree houses were ruined, and nothing could be saved. "Why did you help us when we all sent you away? We were selfish and unkind when we said you couldn't stay." Bobble glanced at all of them, looking back at him. He had so much to say, but didn't know where to begin. "I had to leave my family and say goodbye to my friends because the danger on my island didn't look like it would end. The world would be an awful place if we couldn't help each other. The most important thing is that we are kind to one another." The others all said sorry and asked to start again. Bobble was amazing. They were proud to be his friends. "Come on," Bobble said. "Let's go. I've done this once before. We'll all travel together and find a safer shore. We'll find another island and then build a new life there. I've still got some supplies left. There's enough for us to share." So in the morning light, in the warmth of the sun, Bobble's second journey had very quickly begun. But this time it was different. And as this story ends, remember, as he leaves again, he travels with his friends. Sometimes people leave their homes because they have no choice. Make time to sit and talk to them, listen to their voice. The memories they describe can be frightening and tragic, but deep within their courage is a special kind of magic.